Whether you're new to pool and practicing the basics, or a more experienced player performing drills to improve your shot making and positional play, the Drill Partner is perfect for you.
Welcome back to another edition of Doggin It. I'm Molina Mike, and I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. I'm real excited for this guest. I've been trying to coordinate and get him on for a little while now, and then life gets in the way and schedules and all that good stuff. But great young and up and coming player, just top American overall. So pretty excited. This is I got one more interview this afternoon around 4 Central. We're gonna have Landon Hollingsworth on. And that should be, like I said, about 4 o'clock. And then after that, it's a wrap. I'm flying out to St. Louis tomorrow. Flying out of San Antonio. So got to drive early in the morning, get all this stuff packed up that you guys can't see. And we tried to have Jay Helford on. Unfortunately, it did not work out. I'm going to try again. Maybe if I get settled tomorrow night at the hotel, I'm going to reach out to Jay and just see if we can figure it out. But I'm going to stay optimistic and then just stay on him. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's bring in our guest. So this kid won, I don't know how many events, but I want to say it was well over 5 at the Junior All-Around Championships. Lazaro Martinez via New Braunfels?
Correct.
Yeah? How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's talk pool for a little bit. So you go out to Rail Yard, Louisville.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like more of kind of like for the young Americans to get prepped for Derby, right? In a
Yes.
nutshell, that's what they're trying for.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
So tell me everything you won and what all you came in. I think your worst place was in Banks, getting like ninth,
Yeah.
but everything else was all gold, all number ones.
Yeah. So I stayed there for about 10 days, and we first started with I think the Banks. So it went I think Banks, one pocket, the 9 ball. I placed like 9 through 12 through the Banks. I didn't do really too good, and then I had to play the one pocket. I won that. Then I won the 9 ball. Then I won the Banks ring game, even though I got freaking
It's
nine
kind
through.
of
Even though I
that's
went nine
ironic.
through 12.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny in itself.
Was it more of just like a bad stretch in a couple of days where you got 9th through 12th in the Banks, or you just couldn't find any rhythm? Everything was shortening up. What was it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I couldn't. I wasn't getting the feel of the table. Like some tables, the Banks were going short. They were going
Yeah.
long, and I just couldn't get a feel. And by the time I got a feel, that they really were in stroke and stroking the balls in, I couldn't really do much.
How hard is it, playing in, Central Texas, these conditions versus going out to like Middle America and playing on diamond tables out there?
I mean, it's a lot different because I'm so used to this environment.
Yeah.
And then so, when I go out to these other places and, I'm not used to being in the environment with the other shooters around. Because over here in Texas, like, I have to travel to play, obviously, because I'm in a small town. I have to, like, travel to Austin, Skinny Bob's, or
Yeah.
go somewhere like Dallas, which is about 3, 4.5 hours away.
It ain't that bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of a drive for me to go to these places.
Yeah, that's one thing why I like about that area, because it's like San Antonio ain't too far. You got
Yeah,
Austin,
exactly.
that's not too far.
Yeah.
Houston's about the same, like 3 or 4 hours, more to the east, and then you got Dallas, which is up north, and then further south. There's kind of a little bit going on, but that's kind of why I like hanging out there,
Yeah.
because it's like you're pretty central. Every time, because
Mhm.
I'm out of Corpus, so it's like every time I got to fly somewhere, I got to drive to San Antonio, because flights out of here are
Exactly.
just ridiculous. Over there, you kind of got a little bit
Yeah.
of a sweeter deal. But what was the thought behind traveling out there to the all around? Was it more of just kind of see where you're at, or just you wanted to go snap it off? What were your expectations like?
Well, I knew I would have a struggle in Banks, but I felt like I really had the advantage over everybody
Yeah,
in the one pocket, and for a moment, I did really feel like I was guaranteed at least first or second in the one pocket because I feel like I play one pocket a lot over here in San Antonio. There's a lot of good one pocket players. Nobody ever really plays me 9 ball anymore
yeah,
because that's all I really play. So usually when I go out of town, they always want to play one pocket, one pocket. So I knew I had the edge over that. And then going into 9 ball, everybody knows I'm good at 9 ball.
yeah.
So the expectation was to really lock in the one pocket and nine ball.
Was that your first, like, was that your longest stretch of pool that you've played before?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gone 10 days in a row playing pool.
Yeah. Who'd you go out there with? Was it solo or?
Um, it was solo for the first couple of days, and then my dad and grandma they came in later and for the JIC.
How supportive have they been, with all your pool adventures and traveling and just competing in general?
Oh, they've always been there ever since I first started going to Vegas when I was like 8, and they've been all the way through.
Since 8. I don't think I went till I was like 38, and you went since you were 8.
Yeah. I started at 6, and then I my first time ever going to Vegas, I won it my first year. So
Yeah. How'd
that
you get
is so.
introduced to the pool?
My father showed me at the age of 6. It all started. We were at like a little store, and you know how they have the little miniature pool tables, and you just like
Yeah.
pull it back and it shoots itself. Well, it all started with that, and then eventually he got me a little pool table, and then slowly graduated into where I'm at now.
Did you ever think, like, or I guess at what point did you think, I'm better than average? I can do this and compete with some really good players.
Well, if like I said, when I won my first championship at 8, and I played a lot of good players. Like I played, I think in like the 14 and under, and I was 8, and I just ran through everybody. Like I beat a lot of good players that were known. Like I beat Ricky Evans, I beat Shane Wolford, and all at a young age. And then I went back next year, and then I won it again. And I think I won it like 3 years in a row every time I went. And when that happened, I knew like okay, like if I keep practicing my game, like I could actually get somewhere in this.
So, what is your work ethic like, Lazar?
I try to practice at least 3 to 4 hours a day, if unless family stuff happens or something causes me to not practice. But I usually always try to get practice in.
How often are you competing, like, relative to junior events versus playing more open, adult events?
Well, the junior events are always about once or twice a month for the JIC, of course,
Yeah.
and
But you're going to them pretty regularly?
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to them regularly. And open events, I usually try to do that basically every week. There's always an
Yeah.
event. They have the Arcadia events, like every other week, every other month.
Central
I do
Texas,
that.
right? So right in your
Yeah,
area.
exactly. And then there's on the snap in Dallas, and that one usually does good. So I try. Been wanting to go to one of those.
Yeah, I think Sully does those, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
There's always stuff going on all over the place, and that's part of the beauty of living kind of where you're at, because
Yeah.
everything's, like I said before, in decent driving range. But what's the future looking like for you? Because you're 17 now, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'll be 17 on the 29th. I'm 16 as of right now.
Are you driving yet?
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm
Yeah.
driving.
Are, are, are
I'm
you
making my
are you
way.
legal to drive? More importantly.
Uh,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
no, no comment there. No, listen, you got to
yeah,
have
no
freedom,
comment.
man. Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
have
no
freedom.
comment, no comment.
Listen, I was 16. I got my license. I couldn't wait to do it. It was the first day I went and took my classes and tested immediately. So,
Yeah,
you got to be responsible, though, man.
yeah.
So, um, you go to the event out there. You're playing banks, one pocket rotation.
Hmm.
At what point did you think, listen, I'm not just gonna have, because you started off winning the one pocket, and then I think, was it banks first and then one pocket, or
Yeah, it was
the other
Banks,
way?
one pocket, and the nine ball.
So you get ninth, then you get first in the one pocket, then you win the nine ball again, and then that rolls into the JIC, which you just kind of
Yeah.
rolled over everybody there. What were all the W's you got out there?
I won first place in the one pocket for the junior all around, and then I won for the nine ball the junior all around, and then I won the they had like a little bank spring game, and I won that, and for the JSC I won the 18 and under and the pro am. So I think that was one, two, three,
It's quite
four,
a bit.
five.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. what does that do for your mental game? Does that give you just like more motivation to go and
Oh
compete in
yeah.
open events, or is it just like you want to continue hanging around and playing these junior events more? Like how do you find that rhythm with it all?
Well, I think it gives me, like you said, like a better boost of confidence in my mental state to
Yeah,
make me want to go out. And I think it's great coming into because I have the Texas Open in like about 2 3 weeks. So that just gives me a boost of confidence for that. And I've been wanting to get out to more of the matchroom events and the Predator events in Vegas. Like I've been wanting to do that a lot more.
that's where you got to go and just and continue to sharpen and hone your skills. It's just going to be
Yeah.
that natural evolution. I remember the first time, or not the first time, because I was hanging around Texas Opens quite a bit and heard about you and your brother
Yeah.
and seeing your dad around. But the first time that I really like got introduced to you, it was you playing Roberto Gomez on the TV
Yeah.
table
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Texas Open,
Uh huh.
and I noticed the other tables it was a little light around the room. And the
Mhm.
reason why it was a little light was because it was like standing room only
Yeah.
around the TV table, and everybody and their mother was just watching you tear apart Roberto, who was probably maybe like top three favorite to snap off the event. I
Oh
would
yeah,
say,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a tough match. I think like it just shows like how competitive it is because I think I only missed 2 balls that whole match,
yeah.
and we went hill. So it's just like if I make more than like 2 more mistakes, then like I lose.
So you were, if you're 16 now, then you would have been what, around 14 then?
Yeah, I was 14.
Damn, man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
14 years old. How do you handle the pressure so well?
Um, young age. I was always like in the box ever since a young age. My dad just threw me out there, and I had to adapt to the environment. Um, and always playing against players that were better than me at a young age. Like you said, sharpen my skills, and
Yeah.
like so when I played Roberto, it's just like I've already been in that pool hall many times. I played on this table many times. Let's get it on. I don't feel the pressure.
I was gonna say that moment don't rattle you any at all.
No, I would say if anything, it kind of excites you to play better more. Like I
Yeah.
don't, yeah, like because it's just like obviously I'm not the favorite, and so when I'm taking the lead and I'm on the hill before him, the pressure's on him. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's
So,
still, I mean, listen, you got a fucking room full of people
oh yeah,
there sweating it, man.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I
It,
remember, I remember racking on the hill, and I looked around a little bit. Like everybody was watching. Dennis was watching,
yeah.
and like Dennis and Alex Caron were all sitting in the corner watching me, and I was just like, oh, oh,
Yeah. That's got to be pretty
yeah.
sweet, though.
Oh yeah, super exciting to win that. And then
Yeah.
later after that, I played Sky, and then I think I lost like 9-6 to Sky.
A lot of people would say you're on a short list of great young American talent to maybe kind of be the future when it comes to representing Team USA at some point down the road. Is that something that you've thought about? And if so, what is your future looking like as far as preparing yourself to kind of take that next step?
Well, yeah, for sure. I think every junior my age and who's playing obviously want to make the Mosconi Cup. Um, to prepare for that, I mean, I feel that I have to get out a little more. Pro tournaments, obviously. Do my best to place. I think that's what I need to do. Just keep practicing here, sharpening my skills. I need to get with Jeremy Jones. Um, I've been meaning to
He's
make it.
I think where's he out of now? I know he was out of Houston
I
before.
I think he still might be in Houston, the
Yeah,
Dallas Fort Worth area.
that's what I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I've been
yeah.
hoping to get out there and maybe stay there for a couple of days and go get in the lab with him. You know what I mean?
You got to invest in yourself. You got
Oh
to
yeah, for
invest
sure.
in your future, and a lot of great players go to Germany. Seasoned players, and even I was with Oscar not too long ago, and during the uh, what was the event? I just came back from Sacramento. Anyway, it was a ranking event, and Sky was there, and even they were talking about going over there and spending some time with Jeremy. And these are players who've already been there and kind of done that, but they're
Hmm.
still looking to improve, so it could only serve you while you're so raw and just growing and got the world a ceiling, you know what I mean,
Exactly.
to kind of get that direction and just get you even more prepared. So, um, yeah, no, man, that's great. So talk to me about your brother because he plays pool pretty well as well, right? He's a little younger than you.
Yeah, he's a little younger than me. We try to get him practice, but he's always wanting to hang out with friends, and
Yeah,
you know, he practices, but he's not really fully invested in it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but I think once he starts fully getting back into it and playing a lot more, he'll be going out and doing in these events.
Who's the better one pocket player between you two?
I would say me. It's just we're two different games.
Yeah,
He's more of the aggressive player. I'm more
yeah.
lag it down table. Make you work for it. So I mean, you never know. We both have our days. We both have our
Yeah,
days.
I like that, man. You got
Yeah.
to be able to adapt. That's why I love one pocket because it's like
Oh
you can
yeah.
just sometimes you gotta be aggressive and put some pressure on them. Sometimes you just gotta wait them out and see who's got
Hmm.
the most patience.
Exactly.
And I love that part. So let's talk about more of your support, Lazaro. Who are some, if any, sponsors you got, and how is it that you've been able to make it to a lot of these events?
Well, as of right now, I just acquired Jam Up. Shout
Nice.
out,
Oh,
shout out, shout out to Jam Up and Damien.
he's a
Other
good
than that,
friend.
I don't have any other Q sponsors at the moment. I'm trying to get a Q sponsor at the moment, and I'm waiting on that. Hopefully that'll go through. But all of these events, I pay out of pocket. That's
Yeah.
on me. Yeah, I pay out of pocket. That's why when I go to these events, like I said, the mental state when I got 9 through 12 from the banks, man, I just told myself like, man, I really have to buckle down and get
It's
into
even
this
more
event.
pressure on you then, right?
Yeah, exactly. So when I won, man, it was a relief because I'm paying out of pocket on all these events. So it's important for me to go out and do my best.
It's such a balance, man, right? Because
Hmm.
it can be that much more gratifying and rewarding when like you do it yourself. I respect that a
Exactly.
lot because
Exactly.
I've done that shit a lot, man. Over the years, and only now do I like. So we got a bunch of sponsors up here, but it wasn't
Yeah.
always the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
A lot of times, I was going to events on my own dime and just buying and selling cues or whatever. But it
Uh-huh.
was me putting up the money, and even now it's still pressure, but in the sense of like delivering for them. Does that make sense? Versus
Yeah.
like having to go and figure out a way to turn a profit. But what I would do is I'd reach out to players, right? And I went to the U.S. Open, Mandalay Bay, and I'm reaching out to players ahead of time coming from Taiwan, and I'm buying tips and jump cues. I'm reaching out to players from the UK who I'll probably see
Yeah.
maybe once, twice a year, and I'd be buying cues from them. But that was the way I was like staying in the green, and it
Yeah.
was kind of sink or swim. And then now it's kind of grown a little bit, but I got a lot of respect when it comes to you shouldering that. But at the same time, listen, you keep your head right and focused and you keep playing the way you do, there's going to be a lot of people wanting to be on team Lazaro, so
Yeah.
just kind of keep your head down and keep playing. So we talked a little bit before off camera about Quincy. So you're not going to the junior national championships
Uh, I won't be going to the one next month, but for the
next week. I mean, one
yeah
next
next
week.
week, yeah next week, I won't be going to that. Um, yeah, I won't be going to that one.
What was the decision behind that like?
Well, I have family event going on around the time, so I won't be able to make it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
There's opportunities to play in the worlds. I think that's what a lot of these kids are vying for.
Uh huh.
Is that something that you've given any thought to over the next few years? Obviously, you won't be able to go this year because of
Hmm.
not competing. But is that something that you're going to be thinking about going forward?
Yeah, actually, I recently had a talk with somebody about that. I really have been wanting to make a comeback. I went 1 year to Cyprus, Greece,
What was that
and
like, man?
I mean, it's different.
Yeah,
It's so different from what it is here. Just the environment, the players. Juan Fu. He recently. That was one kid that knocked me out of the tournament. That I thought, like, man, this kid is good, and he was young, very young age, and it was a shell shock. And
what do you mean, like more humble, more humbling?
yeah, it was definitely more humbling because like you know, you come here into the USA and you're winning and you're winning, and then you go out there and then you just get waxed, and it's just like it's a
Yeah.
shell shock for sure.
But you welcoming that, like those opportunities?
Oh yeah, for sure. Down the line, I'm going to be doing it. Maybe next year, I'll definitely go and do it.
I'd say you give the red, white, and blue a lot more chance of going forward.
Oh
With you
yeah, for sure,
with
for
you playing
sure.
out there.
Hmm.
You know, and that's only going to make you better in the long run. So, talk to me about your future. What's your? I know you're probably on summer break right now.
Hmm.
What's your school like?
Well, I mean, I go to school. After school, I play pool. School is like, man, I can't really practice as much as I do in the summer.
Yeah.
Obviously, um,
So, what are
I
those grades like? More importantly.
I have to pass. I
Yeah.
have to pass. It's a must. It's
Yeah.
it's a must. My grandma and my dad keep me in check on that. Um,
Mexican families don't play when it comes to shit like that.
oh,
So,
they don't play. No, they
yeah.
don't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. They don't play about that.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a real good thing. It,
Yeah,
it'll
for
serve
sure,
you.
for
It'll
sure.
serve you in the long run.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so you mentioned you got a family event coming up next week, so you won't be playing over there. But what is your future tournament schedule looking like over the next couple months?
Okay, well, I got the Texas Open coming up in about 3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks already?
Uh, I
Oh,
think it's like the
I
the
thought it was.
ninth.
Oh,
That's
it's
like
in August. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's already coming up.
I think it's around like the ninth or the 12th, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I will be doing that, and I think I have another tournament at the end of the month. After that, and then after that, I have the JIC finale, and that's always at the international.
Oh, that'll be real good. Yeah, over there in Norfolk.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been
That
there before?
yeah, I've been there many times. Especially for the JIC. I think I've been there maybe twice already. Twice
Yeah,
now.
I like it out there.
Yeah, it's just fun being around, the pros and juniors and everybody's there, and I think it's really great.
Did you got any plans to play the Open event?
Yeah, about that. For the pro am and the JIC, the rankings,
Yeah,
if you place first or second in the pro am, you get a free entry into the pro event.
yeah.
So that's why I've been grinding in the pro am to like really get a free entry into that.
I would like your chances, man, the way you're playing, and a lot, and more importantly, I like to see, how you can kind of get a real good scale where you're at nationally and on the
Mhm.
global scale by going and playing them, and I think you're
Yeah,
right there. So
appreciate that.
um, no, listen, it's your game, man. And that's
Mhm.
part of why, like, I didn't realize you were so young when I'd seen you out there. Maybe look older than what I
Mhm.
thought, but listen, man, the future's bright for you, but it's life is what you make of it, Lazaro. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
So if you're a knucklehead, then that's what it'll be. And if you get your head on right and stay focused, and
Mhm.
listen, you can go all over the world playing pool.
Exactly.
Or not even just pool, whatever it is you want to do. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? If you're that determined. So no, that's awesome, man. I wish you all the best in the world. Do you want to give any shout out to any family or friends or anything like that while we got you on?
Yeah, shout out to, my town on New Braunfels, some of my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dad, my grandma, my mom.
Man, I went to
Shout
go eat lunch out there at some place by it was like 10 minutes or so from the outlets. Little like had a bunch of little bars in the area. It looked like
out.
kind of like around a little college, but it was like a bunch in like a 3 block radius, man. Real good place. Patrick Neal knows what place if he's watching. He's a regular supporter,
Uh-huh.
but they got real good food out there, man.
Uh-huh. We
Yeah.
always got good food, yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you at the Texas Open. Hopefully, you do well out there, man. I wish you all the
Yeah,
luck going forward, and I appreciate you coming on. More importantly, man.
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you out there, and we'll talk some more, buddy.
All right, I'll see you. Have a good one.
You too.